We were in Elkhart for the Annual Embassy Meetup and decided to have a few things looked at while we were there. Our fresh water bladder had a tiny leak when it was filled. There was an outlet that was a little loose. The passenger side screen wouldn't stay up. We had an HDMI port that didn't seem to be working. Actually ended up that I wasn't working it right. Our ceiling lights would not go off completely if we had the fan on. I had broken a USB plug in the rear. Our vanity mirror wouldn't stay up. There was a stripped screw above the sliding door that held the panel in, and we thought we may need our battery cables tightened. So nothing super urgent, but still issues that needed to be addressed. The problem was, when we were traveling up to Elkhart, we noticed a whining noise from the front of the van that would start after we started the engine, and then it would just disappear. We had no idea what it was, but when Embassy heard it, they realized that the Balmar alternator was failing. This was no surprise, as every Balmar alternator has failed. So much so that Embassy now doesn't use them. That goes to show how bad the issue is, and good on Embassy to keep their standards high. Anyway, needing a new alternator kind of screwed up the timeline, and instead of working on all the minor issues in one day, they had to completely rewire the system and add the new alternator. Nations, I believe. This might not have been an issue, but remember, a lot of Embassy people had been at the yearly meetup and all wanted things done to their vans, from repairs to updates to I don't know what else. So Embassy was on a very tight schedule for that week and even beyond. We dropped off the van on Monday. They got the rewiring part done, and then I had to take the van back with no alternator yet, because I had an appointment with Eby Ford to take care of some major issues, including a CV joint issue I didn't even know I had until Nolan and Jason at Embassy let me know they found it during the alternator update. And it was a very good thing that they found it, as our wheels could have locked up and caused a major accident. So Eby Ford took care of the CV joint issue in one day, but were uncertain about the other issues, so we were resigned to having to stay all through the week into next week just to get all the repairs done. It ended up Ford was able to diagnose all the issues and actually got everything done in one day. Yay. So they could add the alternator and start looking at the other issues at Embassy. To make this ever so long story short, Embassy was able to fit us in their busy schedule, and we had everything done by Friday afternoon. Since we had originally planned to leave Friday morning, that only delayed us one day, and that was all because of the hard work Nolan and everyone at Embassy did to make sure we got everything done in a timely manner. Most of the repairs were not really repairs at all, like tightening a connection for the water leak or screwing in a screw that wasn't in the right place, things I could have done if I knew what was what. We can't thank Nolan, Jason, and everyone else at Embassy for all they did for us and all they continue to do for every customer. I have heard horror stories of other manufacturers and dealers taking weeks, if not months, just to get a motorhome into the shop, and even longer to get any repairs done, so a one-day delay is nothing in comparison. For anyone considering an Embassy, take all of this into account. You may find cheaper prices somewhere else, but it's the customer service that you really need to consider in the long run. Be seeing you. This is Nolan fixing up my battery system and making sure everything works and is tight. And we have a bet going, because I have to unscrew all this panel and stuff to see if everything's tightened down here. And if it is tightened and I don't have to do anything in 6 months, then I owe him a dinner. And if I do need to tighten it, then he owes me a dinner. How much you want to bet I owe him a dinner? That's how good Embassy is. Isn't that right, Nolan?
Yeah, we're talking McDonald's, right?
Oh, no. We're taking you to a good restaurant.
Oh, okay, all right.
Chuck E. Cheese.